Hello everyone, welcome back to Voice Law Channel's Cyber Law series. I am Suresh Kumar, advocate. Our today's topic is certain terms which are not detailedly discussed in the Information Technology Act and about which we are going to discuss today. Since we are almost in the fag end of the lectures part of the Information Technology Act, without discussing these topics, I feel that the lectures of Information Technology Act is not complete. So that discussion is very much necessary to complete the lectures about Information Technology Act. And in normal, in day-to-day affairs, we used to hear some words hacking and phishing, password theft, cyber defamation, something like that, etc. And these words are, though not discussed in the Information Technology Act, still it is necessary to be understood, and without which the lectures or the part of Information Technology Act is not complete. Accordingly, I prefer to present a video with regard to that particular topics. And today our topic is phishing. Yes, phishing in the sense everybody would know that it is commonly made through mail. Yes, correct. Phishing in the sense it's almost via email. That how it operates and what is called a phishing. Phishing means a fraudulent attempt, and disguising himself as a trustworthy person or entity, and mostly tempted the user. That means such a big lottery win or some prize money is allotted to you, and even insurance or something like that, prize money will, etc. So that mail will be obviously inducing you to open the mail and respond. The attacker's intention is to grab your information, which are very much vital, which are resides in the computer. That is bank card details, user ID, login passwords, emails, and date of birth, something like that. And it's a kind of obtaining secret information through social engineering techniques. Experts say that before employing this method, they used to research the user's details so that their approach will be very clandestine, so that you can believe that it's really coming from a person or entity worthful to open. But in contrary, it is not. That is the fact. Nowadays, the phishing is no longer prospective for them, so that everybody is a little bit getting awareness about that these sort of mails, and they don't open the mails. So the fraudsters trying to invent new methods through the phishing. Those are nothing but it's called wishing and smishing and farming. So what are all the difference? It's all almost the same, similar, but still different types of frauds through internet. So about which we will have a separate video in detail. And today we are concluding the topic of phishing and how to prevent or stop the phishing. You simply not to respond the mail. That is the only thing you have to do. If you respond the mail, obviously you will be a victim for the attacker. So how this phishing comes into play within the section provisions of Information Technology Act? So everybody knows that it's section 43. It's called computer related offences. if it is without your knowledge, without information or consent of the owner of the computer, entire person, section 43 is completed. It is contravention. And if it is done with the dishonest or fraudulent intention, then it is obviously coming under the purview of offense. Okay, but this is done by a person unknown, anonymous person sending some information through mail to you, and you are not responding. Still, whether you are able to get any compensation, any remedy available under this provision? Yes. This situation is already guided by the Information Technology Act under Section 43, because in which the intermediaries or service providers' role is very much important, and they have to protect the data while transmission. That is the principle behind the Section 43 and 85 of Information Technology Act. So even then, if you are not knowing about the anonymity of the offender, still the intermediary and service providers are liable to pay compensation if they fail to comply the due diligence. Similar cases dealt in section 43 and in the year of 2010 in Umashankar Saran versus ICICI Bank. Yeah, the very same concept employed for responding a phishing mail. The petitioner lost money, so that he preferred a complaint under section 43 of Information Technology Act. The adjudication officer dealt the matter and after adjudication granted compensation to the petitioner from the intermediaries. That is, the bank is the intermediary who has not complied with the due diligence under section 85 of Information Technology Act. The intermediary is liable, and thus ICICI Bank is directed to pay compensation of rupees 12 lakhs and all. So this is the but nowadays the technology development, after which the intermediaries and service providers started developing their involvement in protecting the data while they are dealing with. So nowadays they used to regularly issue circulars, and they are very much keen in complying the RBI master circulars with regard to the cyber offences. So viewers may please be aware that not to respond such mails. And with this information we are concluding this video, and with the rest of the topics such as phishing, smishing and farming, we are hope you enjoy. Thank you.